Greetings and welcome to Earth Angel Activities. I hope that you guys are doing well. I wanted to come to you guys post morning meditation because today my meditation, it led me to this book. And I cannot tell you that I have read this book in its entirety, and I'll tell you the truth, it's really mainly because it does a lot of it speaks a lot towards Black oppression. And I remember when I first started to wake spiritually, there was like this phase of people that I was being exposed to that would tell me things, about Blackness. And I'm just like, and I mean, they would tell me things basically that, to me, in my mind, at the stage where I was, I guess they felt that they were, displaying a sense of like camaraderie. But all they were doing was opening my eyes even further to a problem that I have seen, and that is just continued segregation of the true divine chosen beings. And it's so easy to keep us apart from each other when we focus on race. And not to say that race hasn't played a part, because it definitely has. It's just that if race is the only place that we put our focus, then we're going to miss each other. And I think that's the point of the oppressor. The oppressor doesn't care about his comrades being any particular race or gender. It doesn't matter. The point of the oppressor is for them to think alike. And that's why they're able to oppress. Because so much of our entertainment as human beings is always based on the foundation of how we view each other and how we view ourselves, which leads to ultimately segregation. So it was like, what's the point in segregating schools? We can segregate them mentally, through the power of groupthink, which is an actual term. I'm like, I don't even know why I was led to this book, but I know why. I know that the real reason why is because, it's time for us to heal across the generations and across the blurred lines of division. It really is. Like, we have to remember that all of our soul tribes are all the people that are in our soul tribe. They are not always our age. They're not always our gender. We're always going to be very different from one another, because we have to be. The diversity is what makes the group strong. So I guess my concern with this, with continuing to read this, is that I was going to light a fire that doesn't need any more help. I grew up as what I am, just like everyone else did. We all are wearing a certain amount of segregation, self-segregation, because we all see ourselves, we all are identifying as whatever we are in this lifetime, right? We're identifying as, I identify as a Black woman from America. Someone else may identify as a Black woman from wherever they're from. I see 9 times out of 10, most people who are not from America, they just see us as Americans. Like, all of us, the people from America, we're over here segregating ourselves based on what? Really? But outsiders, they see us as all the same. So we must look really silly. And I'm just saying that because at a time like this, it's so important for Soul Tribe to stand together. Because power is truly with the majority. Okay? The majority is who truly chooses our leaders. Okay? And the majority of us, we're not even represented really, right? So that's why it's time for us to start looking at people for who they are, not what they may appear to be or what role they play in society. Like, so many times, how many times have you run into an actual angel, but it was just a person on their earth angel activities, duties, and responsibilities? It was just a human who was tapped into who they truly are. And not every human is on this same path. But there are so many of us out here who are truly earth angels. We sacrifice at the detriment of we sacrifice a lot of things just so that we can have unity and so that we can bring people together. You know, we meditate so frequently. We're constantly seeking the Most High God, asking God, what should I do next? What should I say next? How can I help? How can I be of service? We're constantly seeking the Most High. Constantly. So I say that because I am sending out a prayer to the universe, to the Most High God, that we can, at some point, let each other go free. We're holding each other hostage down here in this mental prison where we have literally created this social structure. We have created these monetary systems. We have created this division. We have created this segregation. It's like, why can't I allow you to be you and me to be me and we to love one another and appreciate what each one contributes to society, as long as it ain't no bull crap, right? As long as it ain't no evil, violent, destructive bull crap, right? But we can't do that. And I really feel in my heart of hearts that the thing that keeps this rat race wheel turning is fear and jealousy and the love of power. It's not even about money. Money is just a game that the regular people play, the masses play. Money is a game that the masses play because the people who are in charge, they're talking about actual resources. They're talking about resources. They're talking about ownership of things. So in this moment, I don't even know if I have cards to pull, but that's the message. We need to stop hurting each other. We need to stop seeing people with just our natural eye, and we need to really open our first eye. Our first eye. The eye that we will take with us through all experiences of life. The eye that we take with us through all lifetimes. Okay, so I'm just gonna get cards from our Most High, our Divine Mother and Father, and ask, what are... That fell out. This is one of the cards that I absolutely hate to see. You know, it's a fly for one, and flies are so annoying. But it's an issue of pride that I am seeing. Pride before the fall, winning at all costs. You know, that's the energy of, you know, the way that we're seeing ourselves be further and further divided, you know, through a lot of these media situations. You know, I personally, I love to see mixed race families, because I feel like it's giving Romeo and Juliet, and only for the reasons of, had those two families been able to come together and support their children, that would have built an alliance across those two kingdoms, right? Between those two households, there could have been peace if they would have only allowed it, right? And so when I'm seeing mixed race couples, I always feel like, you know, well, that's an alliance. That's one for those of us who are not going to play the game of segregating ourselves from looks. We know it's deeper than that. It's so much deeper than that. Ooh, the way the deck popped. Ambition is a good servant, but a bad master. Now, looking at these two energies together like this, you know, I'm hearing like different is different. Different is different. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. Everybody, just because you're, and it's so corny, but just because everybody in your crew has wings doesn't mean that everybody's got the same flight pattern. You get what I'm saying? Like, just because two may seem like birds of a feather doesn't mean that they actually are. Some of us are so much more alike than we are able to or willing to admit, and that's simply because we have a sense of pride. And this pride comes from fear, and this fear is driving us to our ambitions. But ambition is a good servant, but a bad master. When the desire to obtain, or the desire to do, or the desire to succeed, when those things overpower your desire to develop your soul, then you will never find peace. And that's the same for us collectively as a community of people who know better, so we do better. We're earth angels. We are constantly going into environments and bringing peace. We're constantly going into spaces and resolving things. We play the mediator. As earth angels, we see the trauma and the drama for what it is. We recognize our enemies. We know our assistants. So it's not even just, earth angels know that people are being manipulated through entertainment, right? Earth angels know that. So earth angels know that people like to be entertained. So earth angels provide a sense of love and upliftment throughout the community, you know. And sometimes earth angels have very heavy topics that they need to discuss, but with all the censoring and all the things that have been going on lately, a lot of earth angels have been silenced, and they're not even able to discuss certain topics that are weighing the community down. And it's mainly because these words are trigger words. These words that are taking place in our community that have been words that are flagged, or they'll flag they'll flag your information, or they'll flag your video, they'll take it down, or certain words, causes us to be pushed to the side with messages that really, really need to be out there. And it's sad because it really puts a limitation on what earth angels are allowed to do. There have been so many things that have changed over the years. For one thing, the sheer amount of nudity and cursing that is allowed on TV now, I mean, it is just, it's drastic. It's so different now. It's not the same. Like, I remember when Oprah said a cuss word on her show. She was saying something like, it just makes you just so mad. Like, I just remember that. That was a big deal. I remember that being a big deal. Like, I remember hearing my mom and my aunt on the phone talking about it. Like, Oprah said a cuss word. She was so She was so upset, or she was so involved in what she was saying, and she cussed. Yeah. And so times have changed. And so now the things that we are seeing, we have been so desensitized to very sensitive topics because of what is allowed in our entertainment. Because entertainment is a form of unity. It's a form of bringing us together, because we're all entertained by things that are on such a grand platform like international television. That is a major platform. And anybody, a light worker, shadow worker, whatever, as long as they're working for the Most High, as long as they're working for love itself, you get what I'm saying, for the good of us all as a community, then we are on track. But at this time, more shenanigans are allowed in entertainment than real things. If you notice, them shenanigans don't be getting attacked like that. All those challenges and stuff that people were doing, and they were actually getting hurt. These things were actually spreading and becoming trends. But when you say one word that is going to touch the wound of someone's soul, and possibly provide an opportunity for their soul to heal. You could be saying a trigger word and people go crazy in the comments, and they'll report your video just because, I don't want to feel my feelings today. How dare you? All I was doing was coming on a video. It's that type of entitled energy, But you got to respect it. As an earth angel, we have to respect that space, We have to. Because I remember when I used to walk around hurt, expecting everybody else to just make room for my feelings because my feelings are hurt. I'm seeing that if we can see ourselves, if we can see others, if we can offer, I'm seeing that if we can offer some type of grace, that we'll be able to come together. I see things, I see us starting a whole new wave of energy. If we were able to respect one another on a different level, if we were able to, the world would be so much different. And we would all sit together and think about, why did we not do this sooner? And God is showing me this energy of a child who's testing the limits. God is showing me this energy of someone who just won't quit. I'm seeing weapons. I'm seeing guns. I'm seeing destruction. I'm seeing that these weapons are the only thing that really stands in the way of true unity. Because now I'm hearing Kendrick Lamar. Everybody gonna respect the shooter, but the one in front of the gun. lives forever. It's so strange that, oh my gosh. Is that something you want me to say, God? Do you really want me to say that? Okay, okay. I got you. I got you. I got you. So that song is Money Trees. And the only vibe of it is, it's like a real, what I'm feeling right now as I hear that song play in my head is, it's really very, it's triggering. So I have to be careful of saying it, which is so sad because I feel that that message can be very helpful for someone. So God, please take over the message, decrease me, increase you. Allow your messages to flow in a way that you protect the hearts of all your children as the message is being delivered. Again, Lost Generation has been coming out so much. Tables prepared. I'm seeing this as like camaraderie between neighbors. Like I'm seeing people come together like as a potluck in a loving way. Like nobody cook food with pots that they've been soaking their feet in or that they've been letting their cats take a bath in. Okay. Oh my goodness. A young fool eventually becomes an old fool. This is big information right here. Like Lost Generations, a young fool eventually becomes an old fool. Let me tell you, if we don't soon learn to come together as a soul tribe, okay, these things that are on the table that we know need to be fixed, that we know could be fixed with the simplicity of a changing of thinking, right? We know that these things can change in that way. But the issue that is coming up is that these bad habits are becoming too much of a habit. These bad ways that we're choosing to live. You get what I'm saying? Like it's not just about these are bad habits that we're choosing to hold on to as a community, culturally, as a society. Like we're losing ourselves, we're losing each other, and we're losing it to our pride because we have not found a way for us to come together. If we are awakened and truly awakened, then we should know for a fact that your soul tribe, you're going to know them by their fruit. If we're able to come together, then big wins abound. Look, I no longer hoard the karmic debt of others. Like, when are we going to understand that we are just, by the way that we're allowing ourselves to be played in society right now, we are allowing the bigger guys' karma to be played out through us. You know? I'm seeing isolation, have faith. I'm not going to use all of these. I no longer hoard the karmic debt of others. I no longer allow myself to be controlled by a society that does not truly love me. I no longer allow myself to hate someone that I do not know simply based on the way they look on the outer, because this could truly be a member of my soul tribe, and I will know this person by their fruits. Now, more seasoned earth angels who have been here for a while, you know that sometimes your younger family members, they can behave in such a way where they don't really know how they're feeling. And not even just our younger family members, but we have to remember this is not about human years, human age, human time. We're talking about the journey that we're all on of life. Some of us are younger than others, and it has nothing to do with our age. It has everything to do with the way we're allowed to express our emotions, with our ability to use our words. And not all of us are there yet. You know, we all are growing in certain areas. So we have to have grace for one another. Okay, so just because someone is getting on your nerves doesn't mean that they're not a part of your soul tribe. Okay, there may be healing that needs to take place. Look at that. The wheel of fortune, life cycles, luck, major karmic events. I no longer hoard the karmic debt of others. Just knowing that is going to create a shift for us, because we're no longer holding on. And that is not to disrespect any of our ancestors who have come before us. That is not to disrespect them. That is to say that I am so proud of what you have done before me that I want to build upon that. You know, and it's so many things that point at the understanding of we know our family. You know, we know our family. It's not always about race, gender, this, that, you know. Don't be so offended all the time. You know, I met this really nice guy. Well, this really seemingly nice guy about a week ago. And aesthetically, we were as opposites can be. And I was just so interested in getting to know him, and I just asked just the regular questions that you would ask a person when you meet them randomly and have conversations, right? Like, where are you from? If you have an accent, or if your accents are different, people may want to know, like, where are you from? This guy goes into this whole speech of, I don't really want to tell you where I'm from because Americans are like this, and they're small-minded, and they're violent, and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, all right. Don't see me as an individual then, because, fine. So I just let it be. I kind of walked on about my business, but I was just thinking in that moment, like, his fear of being judged was tackled by him actually judging me. And probably missed out on a really good friendship, because we had really good vibes, really good conversation, until his fears came into it, and his fears were based on the background noise of things that have happened to him in the news, in entertainment, well, to his culture. You get what I'm saying? Not to him. He's wearing that karmic debt. So he didn't want me to know where he was from or what he identified as, because the news had played him. He did eventually tell me, and I was just like, oh, well, like, hi, how are you doing? Like, who cares? Like, I was just interested in getting to know you. So anyway, look at these three birds. Again, with the wings of flight, right? Being so different. Because the puffin, let's see, I know puffin fly, but do flamingo fly? Yes, flamingos can fly. And they do so frequently. They can fly up to 35 miles per hour over short distances and 40 miles per hour during long distances. Wow. Okay, flamingo. So the flamingo can fly. Let's look. The puffin. Can the puffin fly? I'm sure I saw the puffin fly and somebody caught him and ate him. Wow, a puffin can fly as fast as 55 miles per hour. Wow. That's pretty cool that this bird can fly up to 50 miles per hour. But yeah, I thought I saw someone, like, I saw him get turned into dinner. All right, Road Runner. On a some YouTube video I was watching, Roadrunner flying. They are quick on the ground without losing their ability to fly and will fly short distances to perch on branches, posts, and rocks. These are all beings of flight, though. Like, seriously. This is a flight being, flight being, flight being, flight being, flight being, flight being. The only being that's not of flight in this reading has been the squirrel. And I think that they even do they move like sugar gliders sometimes. Squirrels do. So this is all about thoughts. This is all about mental agility. This is all about how our soul tribe, like, seriously, finding your tribe. Like, all of these energies are of flight, but guess what? They could all be, your soul tribe members could be just completely different from what you're expecting them to be. And also remembering with this fly energy that just because someone may appear to be a part of your soul tribe, it doesn't mean that they actually are. You have to test their fruit and see who they actually are by their fruits. What tribe are they actually from? By their fruits. By their fruits. And I feel like this deck is calling me for clarity. Thank you, Most High God. Patience and planning. Patience and planning. Look at that. Patience, planning, partnerships. So it's going to take some patience for us to plan and create these partnerships. When I'm seeing this financial and material changes and heart chakra is literally popping out underneath it, it's making me feel as if as we plan for the future of us coming together, that we're all going to find ourselves in a much more abundant situation, that things will change overnight because we'll all understand ourselves and our own contributions that we're able to make to the group. But these partnerships and alliances, it's going to take some time, but we feel it in our heart as a collective, as a community. We are moving forward as a collective and a community. Look, oh my goodness, prosperity begins. It's right underneath partnerships. That's why I was saying, I feel so much like as we come together that our level of abundance will increase. And I feel that level of abundance increasing because we are actually bringing our resources together. Like, have you ever seen that show 3%? 3%, like, when they finally did get it together, it took everybody to bring their skills, bring their know-how, bring their stuff together and share it. And they were thriving. They were finally beginning to thrive. And then when the oppressor or when jealous people, I guess that's taking me back to the vision that God was giving me after I had the vision of us all together holding hands. I immediately right after started having a vision of people fighting, like the guns, the weapons, that the reason why we can't move forward is because of fear, because of these weapons, because of these outside alliances that have been formed, and they have created weapons. Okay. But I'm seeing us coming together, and when that happens, we're actually going to be in a much better predicament than we are right now. And I'm seeing like a army tank that you would see like on a movie like of war, when they have the missile thing on top. I don't know what it's called, but you know, they have a weapon on top of the tank, you know, and I'm seeing one of those, and I'm seeing it with rust on it, and I'm seeing it sitting in a very desolate place. So I feel like even some of the people with weapons, they're getting tired of playing this game too. They're ready to unite as well. And I know that God works so mysteriously. Sometimes God can soften our hearts. Sometimes he can harden our hearts. And it's all for the purpose of this over story that none of us really understand. But we know that we care. We know that because of this experience, we have been changed. We know. So it's for purpose. And passion ignited. Oh, this is, wow. Thank you, God. I feel like God is like, I don't want to leave you in the dark today. Today, God is saying that the whole purpose of us having these experiences, be them good or bad, is for us, our passions to be ignited. Our passions are revolutionary. Our passions are what propels us forward as a human race, as souls, as earth angels. And look, now we've got triumph. This is the Chariot card. This is a Chariot card. So I feel so blessed. This is a moving forward. This is truly moving forward. This is us coming together. This is us actually being each other's comrades. This is us caring for each other. This is us actually understanding that what I look like, what you look like, what you may identify as, what I may identify as, it has nothing to do with our... It's not a reason for us to separate ourselves. It's actually a reason for us to come together. Any final messages, God? Any final messages for the viewer? This is a blessing in disguise. Be patient and have faith that your angels have this situation under control. What will come is far better than you dare to dream. We just got that message and you are ready for more. Oh my goodness. We got this yesterday. We got this in the reading with your family is distracting you. Oh my goodness. Say it ain't so. So this is just further confirming that you may be feeling alone right now, and the issues of your heart may be hitting a little different right now because you don't even feel connected to your family right now too. Oh my goodness, that is really powerful. But you're ready for more. This experience has divine meaning. Healing will come. Know that you are on a path of growth. This is awesome. This is awesome. Your career is growing and blossoming. Now is the time to make the changes you have been contemplating. I am blown away. This is time for us to start making the changes that we have been contemplating, because the reward that is to come is far better than we dare to dream. If we can come together, if we can actually come together, what we envision it to be, what we envision life to be, is going to be far better than we dared to dream. Oh my gosh, it's going to be like heaven on earth. But this situation right now, just like when I was saying, like with the passion ignited, what is the reason for the suffering now? If we're going to have the prosperity, what is the reason for the negativity now? What's the reason for it? And honestly, it is to have your passions ignited. Trust in divine purpose. This experience has divine meaning. Healing will come. Know that you are on the path of growth. Well, I'm going to end it there, because I feel like I could go on and on and on about this camaraderie and about us coming together and about us seeing each other by our fruits and not by our physical. It is a distraction sent by our oppressor, that they don't want us to find each other. They don't want us to finally find each other. You know, we're distracted. We're longing for a sense of acceptance from groups of people who just simply don't understand us. They're of a different, they're from a different feather. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but spiritually, we can see each other if we lead with forgiveness and love. Seriously. Forgiveness of ourselves and forgiveness of each other. But okay, I'm going to let it go at this point, unless the Most High God brings it back. But at this moment, I'm going to end this reading here. I pray that it reaches those that it's meant to reach in the divine and rightful time. In the name of the Most High, so it is. Ashe.